So last garden tour of the year, it's kind of looking sad, isn't it? This is the bed I'm primarily focusing on right now. It's got some turnips that I had not intended to plant. Those are supposed to be radishes. I need to pull those soon. I've got another few over here. There's some radishes. There's some carrot. I don't think my Brussels sprouts or broccoli did anything. That trench that had gotten dug earlier, I filled in. But I've got a new one. You see this? I'm not sure. I suspect it's the rats that are digging around in here. So I'm going to have to get myself some more rat traps. You see another one over here. I've had this covered. And Bear, let's not. He smells something. And he's been telling me for a few days that there's something in here. I do have some parsley going. This is the one I planted last spring and it is still going strong. This is the first year I've kept my parsley going through the summer. Let's see. So trenches, don't know what to do with them. I've got a few other random holes dug throughout the garden beds. I don't think it's technically a burrowing, like a vole or mole or something. I really think it's the rats. We seem to have 3 that we've been able to catch. You see we have a camera now. And yeah, I need to get that cleaned up. That bin is not mine. I use that to haul some compost home. I need to take it back to my friend with the chickens. I am needing to I'm gonna have to dismantle the compost pile. It makes me sad, but I can't. With the rat issue, I think that's where they're nesting. I just don't know what else to do. Anyone else manage to have a compost pile in the area where there's a rat problem? They refer to them around here as roof rats, because typically they'll nest in people's attics. We got our house all sealed off to keep them out of the house, but they like that. There are still some successes going. You can see my blackberries look fabulous. I'm looking forward to having some blackberries. The tarragon, I cut down half of it and took it to chickens. Of course, I've got my garlic going here. It looks almost like all of those cloves sprouted. I've got onions in here. I think they're okay. Let's actually take a look, why don't we? See if we have any more. Yeah. Nope, it looks like something tunneled through there too. You see over there? Dang it. But got lots of onions. This all kind of stinks. But my asparagus is not fully turned brown yet for me to cut back. My artichoke looks very happy. I'm a little upset with myself for not getting the pine bark mulch moved because it is now infested with ants. I noticed that yesterday. Let's see. You see them? All over that thing. And yeah, see, they're just going crazy now. So I'm just going to have to coat this in diatomaceous earth or something. But look at that. Look at all those horrible ants. But I'll spend the next month or so trying to clear that out. I think over there where I had the peppers, I'll put in potatoes in January, because I don't think my brassicas will be ready, and my onions and garlic aren't going to be ready until June. Which means a lot of my spring crop is just going to have to go in those front beds there. But yeah, it's a pretty short and sweet garden tour. I feel like there's still so much I've got to clean up before I start my spring planting. I always feel like there's stuff I need to clean up. We've got the little gates I was using to try to keep the dog out of the garden beds before I started covering them, and that's working. I need to figure out where to store those. I've got my grapes going. I'm hoping that weird spotting is just there because of the season and they're shedding leaves. This is where that Roselle hibiscus was. Do you see that thing? It is so massive. That was a year's growth. The thing was huge. I'm going to have to borrow my wife's saw to finish cutting that down. And I'll cut down the Tabasco peppers as well. But on a happier note, my rose and lavender look like they're doing quite well, as is my sage and my Swiss chard. And then I've got my spicy oregano here, and that rue and parsley, some French thyme, and the rosemary. My sweet mint here is doing well. The one in the pot, not so much. It was in that pot, and so it was flooding, so I've moved it over. Looks like it's trying to recover. And then that's my ginger mint. By the way, these are stuck in random places. One, to store them, and two, to just try to train the dog not to run through these beds. Got the green stalks. I know people are so crazy about these things, but they've not really done well for me. I'm not sure if it's the Texas heat or the fact that I really didn't spend a fortune on dirt for them, although I've amended the heck out of them, but they just haven't been great. And maybe I'm spoiled because I've got such rich soil here in Texas that I don't have to work so hard at it. But yeah, and I think this is from a no-buy group. I'm going to put this to use for putting my plants on when I'm bringing them out to harden off in the spring. But yeah, garden, yay.